Aisha had always been the kind of woman who kept everything inside. She carried her pain quietly, hid her fears behind polite smiles, and buried every emotion deep enough that no one could ever find it. As a child, she learned that silence was safer than honesty. As a teenager, she learned that hiding hurt was easier than explaining it. As an adult, she learned that pretending to be fine was simpler than admitting she wasn't. She became an expert at disappearing inside herself. People admired her for being calm, composed, responsible, and strong, but no one knew how much effort it took. No one knew how many tears she swallowed before leaving the house in the morning. No one knew the nights she lay awake staring at the ceiling, wondering why she always felt so disconnected from the world. No one knew the weight she carried inside her chest, a weight made of years of unspoken words and uncried tears. Aisha thought she could live like this forever, but the heart always keeps score. One evening, after a long day of going through the motions, Aisha walked into her apartment. As she dropped her keys on the table, she felt an overwhelming ache inside her. Not a physical pain, but something deeper, older, aching to be acknowledged. She ignored it, like she always did. She made dinner, cleaned the kitchen, prepared things for the next day, but the ache grew heavier. By nighttime, she sat on her bed in complete silence. Her hands trembled. She pressed her palm to her chest, feeling her heartbeat racing, uneven. She whispered, "What is wrong with me?" Her voice cracked. The ache inside her pulsed as if responding. Aisha shook her head. "No, not tonight. I don't have time for this." But the ache didn't care. It only grew louder. She turned off the lights and tried to sleep, but every time she closed her eyes, memories surfaced. Memories she thought she had buried so deep they would never return. The time she was 5 and told to stop crying because she was too sensitive. The time she was 13 and pretended not to care when a friend betrayed her. The time she was 18 and felt alone at home but smiled anyway. The time she was 25 and hid heartbreak because she didn't want to burden anyone. Each memory whispered inside her like a voice she never allowed to speak. Aisha sat up, heart pounding. "Stop," she whispered. "Just stop." But something inside her answered, not in words, but in a way that felt unmistakably alive. "I can't stay quiet anymore." The voice wasn't external. It wasn't imagined. It was her own heart. Aisha froze. Her breath caught. She whispered, "No, this isn't real." But the voice came again, soft and trembling, like a child who had waited too long to be heard. "You keep hurting me." Aisha felt tears sting her eyes. "I don't know what you want from me." Her heart responded with the weight of years. "I want you to feel." Aisha shook her head. No, I can't. I've kept everything in for so long. If I let it out, I won't survive it." Her heart's voice softened, almost breaking. "You think hiding pain protects you, but hiding pain is the reason you're hurting." Aisha covered her ears as if that could stop the voice, but it wasn't coming from outside. It came from her chest, from the place she had silenced for years. Her heart continued. "Every feeling you swallowed stayed inside me. Every time you refused to cry, I held the tears. Every time you pretended to be fine, I held the truth. You filled me with everything you refused to face. I am overflowing." Aisha's legs trembled as she stood up. "Please stop. I can't handle this." But the heart whispered, "You don't have to handle everything alone." Aisha sank to the floor, shaking. She felt the weight of her hidden life pressing down on her. The night she cried in silence, the disappointment she buried, the heartbreak she denied, the anger she crushed, the fear she hid behind strength. Her heart whispered again, "Feel it, Aisha, all of it. Let it out." She shook her head violently. "No, if I open that door, everything will fall apart. You are already falling apart," her heart said gently. "You're just doing it quietly." Those words broke her. Aisha burst into tears, not soft tears, not polite tears, but deep, uncontrollable sobs that came from years of pretending. She cried loud enough to shake the silence of her apartment. Her breath hitched, her body trembled. She held her chest as if something inside her was tearing open. Her heart whispered, "Good, let it out." "I'm here." The more she cried, the lighter she felt. Not immediately. The pain was sharp, raw, overwhelming, but with each sob, a small part of the burden loosened. She cried until her body ached and her throat burned. When the tears finally slowed, she sat on the floor in exhaustion. The ache in her chest softened. For the first time in her life, she could breathe fully. Aisha whispered, "I'm scared." Her heart replied, "I know. But now you're being honest." She wiped her face. "I don't know how to live any other way." "Then we learn together," her heart said. "I don't want you to be strong all the time. I want you to be real." Aisha touched her chest gently. "I'm sorry I ignored you for so long." Her heart answered, "You survived. But now it's time to live." A warm calmness spread inside her. Small, fragile, but new. She knew she wasn't healed, not yet, but she was finally awake. She stood up slowly, looked in the mirror, and whispered, "I hear you. I won't silence you again." And for the first time, her heart felt quiet in a peaceful way, not a suppressed one. The silence in the room was no longer empty. It was her beginning.